it's Christian.
And Alexis with Tiny House Expedition. Welcome to another Tiny Stuff product review. With so many portable power stations out on the market, it's tough to keep up.
For sure, there's a lot.
So it's hard to know what the best option is, but we hope that we can help you choose a portable power source that will work for your needs.
Totally. And today, we're gonna talk about this guy right here, which is the BigBlue Cellpowa 2500.
That's the real name, Cellpowa.
Cellpowa. The Cellpowa 2500 is a great example of how quickly tech is progressing. It's the smallest portable 1800 watt hour lithium ion phosphate power station on the market.
That's a whole lot of power in a itty-bitty, relatively itty-bitty
Yeah.
size, and it's 2/3 the size of competitor models, including the Bluetti that we reviewed earlier this year, and it's 7 pounds lighter than that one too. So the Cellpowa 2500 is impressively compact for its high power capacity. Can we take a moment to say how hard it is to say Cellpowa without laughing?
It's very hard.
I'll try.
Yeah. Full disclosure, this guy is a prototype that we're reviewing today, and they are going to be shipping out the final version in September when their crowdfunding campaign ends.
But for right now, we want to talk about how this stacks up to other competitor power stations and solar generators on the market and what its limitations are. So yes, the Cellpowa 2500 can power an Instant Pot, a large Instant Pot like this. It can run it for about an hour at a time, but I don't think I've ever cooked anything in an Instant Pot that takes that long, so should be pretty good. Now, is this the most essential use for the power station? Probably not, but it's still pretty cool. But what is important is the kind of battery that the Cellpowa uses. In fact, one of the most important differentiators of the many various kinds of power stations out there is the type of battery they use. So many other models use older lithium-ion battery technology. But the Cellpowa 2500 uses an electric vehicle grade lithium iron phosphate battery. Some of the main advantages of the lithium iron phosphate batteries are extreme durability, high efficiency, and an exceptionally long lifespan. The Cellpowa 2500 supports 3,500 life cycles. That's crazy. And if you're ready for your mind to be blown, I'll share this with you. The similar Jackery model only supports 1,000 life cycles, so this bad boy supports more than 3 times that. And after 3,500 cycles, the Cellpowa still retains 80% of its original capacity. And after 7,500 cycles, it retains 50%. So with frequent use, it will last up to 10 years, which is incredible for a portable power station. The Cellpowa 2500 also has one of the fastest recharge times of any power station on the market. You can recharge it from 0 to 80% in just an hour and a half, and that's with wall charging or solar panels. And of course, that's what BigBlue likes to advertise the most, but to charge it from 0 to 100% actually takes 2.5 hours. And that's because, just like tiny house building, the last 20% takes the longest. And that 2.5 hour full recharge time is the same for solar panels, which is definitely faster than most competitors.
So one of the coolest things about this power station is how it deals with solar. So most power stations can only have up to a certain amount. So like 400 or 600. This power station can have an input of 1,200 watts, which is unlike anything else on the market. Keep in mind, to achieve the fastest solar recharge time, you need to max out the solar input and hopefully have good conditions. So BigBlue has a couple of different solar panels that they offer that are portable. There's a 200 and a 400 watt version. And those are amazing because there's not a lot of solar panels that are portable that are as much as 400 watts. I like the idea of having fixed solar panels on something like on our tiny house because that cuts down on the wires that you have to deal with. When you have something like a fold-out panel, you're gonna have a whole bunch of panels laying out and it's just a wire mess. Fortunately, the Cellpowa 2500 uses a universal connector it's an MC4 connector to connect to solar panels, so it gives you a lot of options. Like the name implies, the Cellpowa 2500 can handle 2500 watts of continuous power, and that's using a pure sine wave inverter. That means it can power almost every single appliance, even ones with up to a 5,000 peak surge. It can power a standard 150 watt fridge for about 10 to 14 hours, and this is actually an apartment size fridge, so it can run this for probably about 3 times as long. So the Cellpowa 2500 is perfect for if you have a power outage. It's also great to have as backup power because it has a UPS function. And no, it doesn't mean it can have packages delivered right to it. What that is when you're using something like your computer and it's plugged into it and it's actually also charging from the wall, what happens is if the power actually goes out on your home, there is no interruption with using your computer on this, so you'll get continuous power from it. And you won't lose any of your unsaved work. The Cellpowa 2500 has a whole lot of ports, including 6 pure sine wave 20 amp outlets. And a 20 amp outlet is basically a standard household outlet.
All the AC outlets are conveniently located on one side and the DC outlets are on the other side. I think that keeps it nice and organized.
Totally, and I like that it's on the sides as opposed to the front because I don't know why.
Well, because it makes sense, I feel like, for storing.
Yeah, for storing it and being able to see the LCD screen and stuff, I think it works better when they're on the sides.
Totally. And another cool feature about this is the app, which actually I should say another cool feature that's coming soon is the app, because it's not currently out, so we can't show it to you. But the app will allow you to remotely control the power station via Bluetooth and let you monitor how much power you've used and how much you have left.
Supposedly. So we don't have the app, so.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
So you know what else the final version is going to have?
A frying pan?
An emergency call feature.
Oh yeah, it's like imagine it's like a walkie-talkie. You press a button and you'll be able to get onto their, what's it called, their civil
radio frequency.
Civil radio frequency, which is basically like old ham radio. Ham radio, you can still use it. So you'll be able to, let's say you're in a national park, you'll be able to hit the button and you'll go and call a ranger that's on basically a CB and be able to talk to them.
And importantly, you'll also be able to tell them where you are because it has a GPS positioning function, which will tell you your latitude and longitude so that they can track you down. Hopefully in the final version, you'll be able to disable the GPS tracking in case, you don't want BigBlue tracking you.
Another cool feature about this BigBlue is the LCD screen. Super clear, it's a touch screen, and you can look at all of the little aspects of what's going on inside this. So you can see it has little batteries inside of it, so you can see if each one is reacting the way it's supposed to or working the way it's supposed to. So it gives you a ton of information. Would I ever use that? No. But it is cool for, the tech people out there that really like that, to know that stuff.
But one downside of the Cellpowa 2500 is that the fan is always running. Even if nothing is plugged into it, the fan's always going. Now, it's not very loud.
No, but that's why it's not on right now. It's just because the fan will constantly be on. You'd be able to see the screen, but you'd also hear the fan.
I feel like that might be good for like white noise when you're trying to sleep.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
But I'm kind of hoping that BigBlue will solve that in the final version so that you don't always have to hear it.
Yeah, so it'll turn on and on off and on when it needs it. That would be good.
Compared to a traditional generator, I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. So again, you can recharge this guy through an AC outlet. You can recharge it through solar or through a carport. But just know that if you do it through a carport, it doesn't do it at high a volume, so it'll take about 18 hours to recharge this.
But with how much solar input it can handle, if you're going on a long trip, I feel like solar's the way to go.
Totally, yeah.
And actually, that's the thing is, this is actually an excellent portable power station for full-time van life because of how much solar you can connect into it.
Absolutely.
So if you have 1,200 watts worth of solar panels mounted on your roof, you could be constantly recharging this.
Absolutely. And I like the idea of this in that application just because you've already got all the wires run from the roof down to inside the van, as opposed to the other option where it's buying all the portable solar panels and pulling this outside of a van and laying out, 4 or 6 solar panels just to get the 1,200 watts to recharge this.
And all the cables.
There's so many cables and stuff. Yeah. I think that like a fixed solar array is the way to go with something like this.
So overall, the Cellpowa 2500 is a fantastic portable power station with its quick recharge times, high capacity, and amazing lifespan.
Yeah, for sure. And this guy is going to be about $2,000, which is pretty close to competitor models.
But if you get it through the Indiegogo campaign, it's only $1,200. And if you're interested in the folding solar panels, you can get the Cellpowa 2500 plus 3 of their 400-watt panels for 43% off at only $3,000.
That's kind of nuts. That's that cheap.
Crazy good.
Yeah.
Well, see the link below to learn more. Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.